Hey Noles, welcome to today's episode. My name is Hannah.
I'm Cameron.
Yeah, I'm Caden.
And today we're going to have a bit of a drastic change to our normal episodes. We're going to talk about something a bit more serious. We're going to just go through multiple mental health resources and talk about mental health on campus and at Sabino High School, and maybe open the floor for some stories that students will share. First of all, do we have any stories from combating mental health at all?
Yeah, I mean, you can say that. We all have our own, little difficulties, no matter what, throughout high school. There's big and small stories we all go through, but I think it's just part of growing up as well, but that doesn't mean that mental health is mental health is a real thing. That doesn't mean it's just part of growing up, and I experienced that through just growing up and becoming who I am today, becoming an 18-year-old high school senior about to graduate in a month. So it's just, it's a real thing. It's not just growing up. Mental health is real.
It's okay. You don't have to share anything explicit.
No, yeah. I think everyone goes through something, goes through hard time, and it's normal. It doesn't make you a bad person or weird. So,
Yeah, I think everyone agrees with that. A lot of people, at least our age, do. For some reason, there is a stigma around mental health and admitting that, not even just having a diagnosis, but just being I'm really stressed about something today, or these things, and especially with the rise of social media and having a aesthetic, clean, easy life as a front, even though that may not be the case for everybody.
Because we want to seem on the front end that we're all good, there's not a single thing going on with us, we're so strong, we don't deal with that, blah blah blah, it's nothing to us, but on the inside it really is that. We all don't have our lives together, we don't have it all together, we never really are. It's always going to be another string after another string, we gotta keep pulling the string towards the end of it. It's never going to be like that, it's just going to be a constant pull, because that's just how life is. The more you pull, the more you bring towards yourself, and that's just, it's really just how it is, because it's a constant growth, constant fight, it's a constant fight or flight, and it's just important that you choose to keep pulling it, you choose to want to get to the end of the rope, you choose to pull yourself back up,
That's a good take on it. Yeah. And a lot of people sorry a lot of people just go through things. It's not common, but it's not something that should be constantly pushed down as a society. And I had something so clever. Oh yes, there is power in vulnerability. Sometimes expressing vulnerability can make you more relatable, and people can be able to resonate with you better. You good there, Caden?
Huh?
You good there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Well, got it.
And it can help you resonate with others more, and just kind of unite us better as a society. Yeah. And society is so divided.
Yeah, I also think it's hard because I guess the older generations before us, they didn't really believe in therapy or anything like that. So I don't know, I guess a lot of parents, our parents might have not they don't understand.
Yeah.
Or they don't believe in or they don't believe in therapy or asking for help or getting help or even just admitting, because they were told not to do that.
Yep, so. It's just the way in which people grow up, and it can affect those around you, or the way in which we grow up as well. We're all put into different environments with different types of parents, and but we all have to understand that no one's good at it. You can't just be a parent straight out of the box. Like it's all gonna be new to them. Like, so nobody's perfect at anything they do because we all do it for a first time. It can't just be, boom, oh, I'm like the greatest parent in the world, or I'm the greatest student in the world. Like you have to learn it. You have to learn by making mistakes. Like we all go through something in which affects us for who we are and what we become and what we do.
I think that's fair. I think like a lot of parents tend to forget that it's their first time being a parent, and that, you know, even though you have a rule book and like you have things that you want your kids to achieve at, there's always going to be some kind of exception or some kind of like error. It's not going to be perfect. But also, just really quickly, I just want to like debunk this. Like disorders are not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you have some kind of disorder or if you have some kind of disability, anything like that, it doesn't make you inhuman. It if anything makes you more human. Like disorders are not bad. I feel like people have this thing where disorders are bad and you need to go to like a conversion therapy, or you need to do these things, or you're mentally disabled and you can't do anything. That's definitely not true. Definitely not true. That's just complete libel. Like that's a lie. So anyone that feels like they are a bad person or an imposter or someone that needs to be taken care of in any certain and or traumatic way, that is not how you need to be taken care of. You are still a person. You still deserve compassion and empathy. And honestly, I just think that like there's nothing wrong with being like, hey, like, are you good? Like, there's something.
Check up on your friends.
Yeah, check up on your friends, check up on people around you, even if they're strangers. It doesn't hurt, you know, to be like, hey, Kaden, are you good? You know, like,
Thank
it
you,
just...
Hannah, for checking up.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with just being like, hey, you're walking a little funny today, huh?
So that's actually not funny because I can't walk in a straight line. So
Maybe don't walk around a cop.
Oh.
You might think that.
guys, I have. Okay.
But yeah, there's no issue in talking to a friend. Obviously, like, you know, your peer isn't going to be a mental health professional, but there's nothing wrong with that, and there's also nothing wrong with talking to a professional. Me personally, me personally, like, I don't necessarily feel comfortable with talking to peers. That's just my personal preference. So I personally like to go talk to a professional, like a teacher or like an actual professional, or if I really, really have to, guys, I will call the suicide hotline. Okay, a lot of people call the suicide hotline, but that's just a personal preference.
So I also want to get this like straightened out. If you're trying to talk to your friends about it, that's perfectly fine. But know that the advice they give you really like depends on like, because they're not professionals. We're not professionals. We can't really, you know how people self-diagnose themselves with like ADHD
Oh
or
my god, back in
bipolar.
COVID, everybody did that.
Yeah. So
Everybody did that.
So people, it's stupid. Anyways. People can't really solve your problem. You can't expect other people to solve your problems for you. You can't expect them to automatically lift you up. Like they can give you a hand to help you up and make you feel better, so you can get yourself up. Because if someone gives you a hand, they can't pull you up. You have to be the one to take the hand to use it as leverage to bring yourself back up as well. Because it can't just be them lifting you. You have to lift yourself as well. So that's why I'm saying that. That's what they were talking about. Like Hannah was talking about therapy, how she would like prefer to talk about it to a professional. I believe that's honestly the best thing. Yes, it is really good to surround yourself with good people, like friends and stuff, and family. But honestly, from a professional standpoint, they can't really do too much. You have to be the one to choose to do that. We all end up having to choose what we want and what we need, because in the end, it's our own decision that helps us. And so that's why I would advise anyone, if you feel alone or you feel like you can't just you can't reach out to anyone, I would definitely say call 988,
because I personally went through that as well. I felt like I was alone, and I just was at a point I was breaking down. I was just done, but I knew I needed to talk to someone. I couldn't let myself go. So talking to 98 was something in which I found very useful, and I find it like definitely a very valuable resource. I would also say here at Seminole High School we have the New Horizons program, in which is led by Miss Christina over there. She's an amazing person to talk to, even though the availability may not be the best. It's something in which it's a resource. It's an object you can use. It's a tool. You can even go see her. Like, if you really need to go talk to someone, you need to talk to her. Then just go over there. She's open 24/7. Give her an email. Go check her out in the front office. Miss Taylor is also a social worker at Seminole. She's an amazing resource as well. I don't really know much about her, to be honest. I've never went to her before, but I heard she's an amazing resource to a lot of people. Miss Burnell out in Renegade, she's also an amazing person. She loves to listen, and she's creates such a great environment. She has all these toys too. I love like fidgeting with things, so like she has like kinetic sand, which is actually pretty cool. So I talked to her, and she's an amazing person, and I think that she's a very valuable resource here. But like I said, they're not available like all the time. Like, they have other people to attend to. There's like 5,000 kids here. We have to remind ourselves that this is a big high school, and we all have our own mental health struggles in which we all go through. So you might not be able to find the resource here that you need, but there's also resources outside of the school. Like I myself, shout out to my company in which I go to, Elite DNA. They're an amazing company out in Maitland, but I do online therapy. So really just talking to someone for that hour every once a week, or maybe every like bi-weekly, it helps. It helps you because it helps bring you up. You're surrounding yourself with positivity. You're surrounding yourself with the help you need to stand back up on your own feet.
And sorry.
No,
go
you're good.
ahead. Go.
Oh no.
Why are you looking like a mom?
No, I was just gonna add. Okay, wait.
You got this, girl.
I got it. Depending on where you go, like for your doctor's appointments, like your primary doctor, they may or may not have a counselor in office, because I visited my like counselor that is in my doctor's office, so that's always an option too.
Really? Actually, I didn't know about that. Oh shoot. Oh, so like, because I know they have you fill out a questionnaire. Like,
Yeah,
but
like if you talk to your doctor and like, hey, like I think I need like some counseling and all that stuff, you never know. Your doctor's office like might have like, I would just go to the doctor's office for the counselor. Like her office was in there, so yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I think I go to like one of those like family ones. So I don't think, because like a lot of the patients are like infants.
Oh,
Not an infant, but like, me personally, I used to go to a third-party therapist. I low-key forgot the company name, so don't ask me. But I used to go, even if it's not something like serious, because everyone has a different situation. Some situations are very serious, some aren't, and it's just nice to talk to someone, even if it's just like, oh, like this girl annoyed me today. Like it's just nice to have things like off your shoulders. And even when I'm not in therapy, sometimes I'll journal. That's another way to talk about things. Or I've seen a lot of people film themselves talking about something, just so then they have something where they kind of vent. Yeah.
So,
And like all of my people that love going on Tumblr or Wattpad, all those things, I promise you there is some kind of forum out there. I used to be on those forums, trust. Like back in COVID, like I used to go on like the anonymous forums, like how people would like write about things that they never were able to talk about. I used to go on those. I used to read about them. I used to I didn't really write any. So there's just multiple different things that maybe if you don't feel comfortable going to a professional with, you can also do those things as well. But I understand that it is very hard to start them. But at this point, biggest advice I can give you: motivation and discipline. You have to make it a part of your routine. You have to, something that you have to get used to. And I'm pretty sure like both Kaden and Cameron can understand that when you start something, it's scary.
Yeah. My first therapy appointment was scary, but like then it like got easier, and also I feel like personally it's easier than talking to like my family members.
Yeah.
And because like, you know, your family members and your friends, like they kind of have this like expectation of you, or like you feel like, okay, like this is the way they view me, but like your therapist, like they don't really know you like that, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's easier, and like Kaden said, like they're gonna have probably like better advice than like maybe what your like loved ones. Yeah.
Good. That's good. And like not every single session has to be super serious. Like I'm telling you, when I was in therapy, we would talk about Stranger Things, and I talked about how I felt about that new season, and somehow that related to my mental problems. I have no idea how, but somehow it
Sometimes just talking to someone is good. Like it can help you more, even if there's not like a huge issue. Because like you don't want something small to turn into a big issue and like grow over time.
Yeah.
So.
And we, in general, always want someone to listen to us and understand us. So that's why therapy is such a great option for a lot of people, because a lot of us, in general, like we're all still young, and therapists are meant to be trained to listen, to hear, to understand, and give back positive feedback, positive remarks. That's what I'm saying about the friends thing. It's kind of hard because, again, they're going through their own things. Like, we don't know exactly what our friends may be going through, or like they told us, but it's like, it's hard because we all want to be there for each other, but we can't really do that unless we're there for ourselves. That's one of the most important things, is that we're there for ourselves, that we can be able to lift our own selves and instead have someone else like push the weight for us. Like, I think of it as like you know, people do bench presses, right? Like the weight's coming down and you're just trying to push it off, and someone lifts it up for you. But in the end, you want to be able to accomplish. You want to be able to push the bar yourself. You know, you don't want to have someone do it for yourself, because it's not real strength. Your real strength comes from you. That's why you can't just keep talking about it. Like, you can talk about it, right? But you want to be able to continue to do positive things for yourself. Like, you want to surround yourself like hobbies. Like, I picked up photography. Photography is such a great passion of mine, and I've become really great at it. I love exercising. The gym has become such an amazing passion for me. I like coaching soccer. I coach little kids. I do community service. I'm part of different clubs here at the school, because I love being part of the school. I found that out by joining different things. By just doing new things or rekindling old passions, old fires, it can really help you become who you are and who you want to become. You want to become a better person. You want to be on top of the escalator. You don't want to be below, you know?
And to add on to that, you know, when you find these new things and you have these old things that you really care about, it's okay to find comfort in those things. And I know for a lot of my student athletes, they find some comfort in their sport. Maybe not necessarily like their coach or their teammates, but in the sport. And so, like, my personal experience, I was a dancer of 12 years, and some days I didn't want to go to dance. Trust, Cameron and I used to dance. We did not want to wake up. There were some
Especially
days,
those ballet days.
like, there were some days where I didn't want to have to wake up at 6 a.m. and take a shower and slick my hair back and pull up to dance with not much food in my system, okay? But even those hard days, like, being able to be in a space that you feel comfortable in and that you love, and even if it's tiring you out and your legs are hurting the next day, or even if your brain is tired from doing all those puzzles and, you know, playing chess or whatever, I don't know, whatever hobby you want to do, it helps you find healthy outlet, because having, what Kaden said, healthy habits is so important, and taking care of yourself is so important. I mean, don't ruin your body. Like, don't ruin your body. Don't harm yourself. Don't harm anybody else. Find a healthy outlet. Even in, like, for me, sometimes finding a healthy outlet is watching Smosh, or watching something super nerdy. Trust,
Yeah,
I found some
Oh, yeah.
nerdy things I tell them all the time.
Literally, just my advice. Literally, just throw something on the TV.
Yeah.
Just like has background. Maybe you're scrolling on your phone. Like I would also advise not
Don't
being on
scroll.
social media. I wouldn't advise being on social media. It's honestly like for a long period. Like there's balance, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be on social media for such a long time because like again, there's like these expectations you see from different people, or like it's just very intoxicating sometimes. But doesn't mean that it can't like. There's always good and bad. There's always bad and good. Yin and yang, 50-50. So I'm not saying social media is a bad thing. I'm just saying like overusing it, overstepping the boundary in which you're not supposed to, but like there's like a good boundary in which you don't want to keep using social media for. I'm just saying, literally throw something on TV. It can be a stupid show or something on Netflix. You maybe get invoked into it, or like it's just good to have background noise. Maybe like think about like I think about wanting to get ahead in school. Like, okay, what could I do? I think about this. I got this from my old teacher. Shout out to Miss Rosa. She's the GOAT. Carolise knows because she always says that. She always says this one thing: make your future self happy. And Carolise knows that. She nodded at the camera. So make your future self happy. What does that mean? I want to ask you guys that before I answer.
Oh. Wait, what was the question again?
How do you what does make your future self happy mean to you guys?
To me, it means having, and this is what I've been learning a lot recently. So guys, don't hate on me too
She's
much
been
for this.
studious.
It's finding a healthy balance of being like, okay, lock in what I need to do, and like just preparing for the next stages of my life, especially when I have a month left of high school. In spirit. But also having that balance where it's like, oh, I need to relax and I need to do these things for myself. Like, for example, I was so stressed out, I crashed out on everything and everyone. I'm so sorry, you three. But then I went home and what?
When?
Like, I think earlier this week. I've been so stressed out this week, guys. It's not even funny.
Anyways.
But long story. But like one day of the week, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a bubble bath. And I sat down and like I took a bubble bath. I had like my Anna Huan book like next to the tub. I had candles. I had ambient lighting, and I felt so freaking good. I slept so good that night. I just like those like little things where it's like having a balance of doing something for yourself for the future, so it takes the burden off your shoulders, but doing something for yourself for the future where you're
healthy habits.
Yeah, where like you're relaxed and you feel more what's the word? At peace. Yes.
Yes.
Your turn, Cameron.
Okay, wait, what was the question? It was
So
like,
what does making your future self
okay.
like happy look like?
I guess for me, like, I would say, like, facing, like, the hard things, because, like, okay, so, okay, wait, I'm trying to, like, decide how much I want to share. Okay, so basically, long story short, I've been, like, having lots of health issues recently, and, like, I don't like going to the doctor. I don't want to get procedures done. Like, I just got news I have to get a surgery. Like, I don't want to do that, obviously. But I know that, like, solving the problem and getting the procedure and, like, all that stuff will help me in the future, because then I will be dealing with the problems. So, yeah.
So
Basically, what they're all trying to say is doing the hard stuff, doing stuff that will end up being such a positive for yourself in the future. That's why we all felt like when we all three of us did therapy. We're all still doing therapy, but it was hard at first. It felt very hard to open up to a random stranger you just met, right? You cannot just give your trust out to that. It's very hard to give yourself trust to someone doing that. But it's part of the hard thing. It's part of the work. It's part of helping yourself become helping you become the person you want to be, becoming strong. That's what I'm saying. Like even small stuff, like on your free time when you are alone, you feel alone, you can't think of anything to do, and you feel like this. Maybe, like I said, put on something on TV while you go do like schoolwork. Like, oh, think in your head, like, what could I do? Maybe I can just relax, just watch something on the show, or I could be ahead of school. What do I need to get done? What do I want to do? What makes me happy? What makes my future self happy? What could I do to make me happy and less stress? Because stress, we all feel it. Especially Cameron over here as a junior. I know she's feeling less stress.
Whew, junior year.
And me and Hannah and Carolise. So even me, Hannah, and Carolise feel stressed, even though we're seniors and we know this is our last year and it's our last year of high school. But that doesn't mean we feel stressed about what's up next. Like, I'm sure she definitely, Cameron over here, she definitely feels.
No, I'm not. Why are you stressed?
She
I'm a
feels that
senior.
plane hitting her.
College applications, juniors. I know you guys are scared of that. I was scared of that. FAFSA, like stuff like that. That's why like you gotta get ahead of it, maybe, and like think of like what could you do to help yourself do that. Carolise, me and Hannah were like thinking of what's next after high school. Like me and Hannah were actually just like in third period.
In third period, we sat there and we were stressing like, how are we gonna pay for college? We were like.
So we thought of like different ways in which like we could pay for like finance and stuff, and like made plans and like thought of other scholarship opportunities and stuff. So I'm just saying, like, think of things that can help you in the future. Like it's a positive, it really is. It keeps your mind off things and it helps you that way. That's how I cope, especially. So shout out to Mr. Rosa for telling me that. It really stuck into my head ever since she told me that in my sophomore year.
Also, I'm just realizing that we never said this. Because someone's gonna be out here being like, I don't know. Drugs is not a healthy habit. Alcohol is not a healthy habit. Please do not do that. I feel like that's just kind of a given. Oxytocin, there's a lot of other ways you can get that hormone. Like, a lot of safer and better ways to get that
Usually
hormone.
makes it worse. So.
It's an antidepressant. Hold on. No, definitely not an antidepressant, guys. Whoa.
Wait, what?
It's a
You're
depressant.
saying antidepressant.
Oh,
It's a depressant.
I'm
It-
sorry. Okay. Sorry, I don't know.
It gives you temporary pleasure over long-term displeasure. Like it's like a
Wait, what?
okay.
Sorry, I heard that really
No,
wrong.
what are we talking about?
Depressants, like alcohol and hard drugs are a depressant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
guys, I know that trick feels good, and I know you feel like you want to dance like a white girl in the club. Does not help at all. Can we talk about that? I don't know. But it doesn't help. Like, listening to TLC, don't go chasing waterfalls, don't go down any bad habits. Just felt the need to say that. Drugs and alcohol do not count. We're going to interview some students, see how they combat stress and how they combat their own mental health issues, and maybe they will tell their stories. But for now, obviously, talk to any of our guidance counselors if you need to. Social workers, we have them on here, and we do have adults and some licensed therapists in the front office as well. Ask the front ladies, they will direct you to them. Also, there are multiple teachers here that are a safe space that you can go to. And if you do not feel comfortable going into anyone in the school, there are also outside resources. There's a suicide hotline, and there are online forums that you can do for free. There's going to be somebody out there for you. You are never alone.
Yes.
You should never feel alone. There is nothing wrong with anything you're going through, and if you're going through something of any sort, or if there's any bad situation, and if it comes down to it, call 911. Call 911. Call any professional to get you out of a situation that you do not want to be in. If you feel that you are going to harm someone or yourself, like I said, call the suicide hotline immediately, because you do not want to be another number on a statistic. And like I said, online forums work. You are, like I said, never alone. There's
So
nothing.
loved.
Yeah, you are so loved.
No matter what's going on.
No matter what's going on. You're not a bad person for anything that you're going through. You are still human and you deserve empathy and compassion. And do not be afraid to check on other people, your peers, strangers, friends, because everyone has a right to empathy and compassion. You should have compassion for yourself and for the people next to you, whether you agree with anything that they say or they think. They are still human beings. Let's have more empathy for each other.
My name's Kaden Rim, and I'm here with.
I'm Miss Taylor. I'm the school social worker here at Seminole High School.
So how are we doing today, Miss Taylor?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So today I come in to ask you some questions regarding mental health. So what are some mental health resources here at the school that are available?
Okay, so some of the resources we have here at school are myself. I'm a school social worker, so I deal with basic needs, attendance, mental health. We have a school district mental health counselor as well, and she does all mental health. And we also have New Horizons, which is a Aspire Health Partners program with Miss Christina, and she's here to work with students when they are at risk or having mental health concerns.
Could you tell me more about the New Horizons program?
Yeah, so it's usually a group program where you pull small groups of kids who are having similar issues, and they kind of do things like talk about substance use, talk about just mental health in general, or just talking about like a coping and adjusting to life as a teenager.
Okay, that's very nice to hear. How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this since 2013 in different schools and different settings, so I've been doing about like 13 years.
Would you say you have a lot of students that come by here?
Yes, I do. For lots of different reasons, for mental health check-ins, just to talk to me just about their academics, to get food bags, toiletries, lots of different things.
So, do you think there could be more people that can come by that you don't know that need
Of
help?
course. Sometimes I get students I've never met before because either a teacher has referred them or another student has kind of brought them to my concern. So absolutely, we get students all the time that we meet for the first time.
So that goes into my next question. How can families, friends and families, support someone who's like going through a lot of things
So
like that?
I think the first one is just to listen. We want to make sure that we're listening and we're like, as hard as it is not to give advice or to be judgmental, and then we want to reach out to support systems. So whether that is a friend or counselors on campus, we definitely want to make sure that we're doing that as well.
I got you. I completely understand that. And it's very hard sometimes to just sit there and listen because you want to help them as much as you can because
absolutely.
they mean so much, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's not something which they need right now. They need someone to just sit there and listen and just let it all out.
And let it all out.
But even so, I've learned that throughout my own mental health struggles that we have to get up on our own. We have to choose to be better.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we can have a hand to help us out to be able to sit on our own.
Exactly. We don't get anywhere by ourselves, so we always, always be open to help.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, I appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, guys, that brings us to the end of our episode. Remember, there's resources out there if you need help. And know that, again, you're not alone. You are so loved. You're so important. And it will get better. And don't forget to check out our Instagram and our website, which will both be at the end of the video. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.